Welcome to codezing.org. I'm going to do a really fun project today. It's a level 2 project called Fortune Teller. You can find it at codezing.org/fortune_teller. You can just navigate through the main website. Go to codezing.org, level 2 code. Go down to I will tell you your fortune. So this one's kind of fun. My kids love this one. So when you click on it, it says Lemur says. So Lemur is our fortune teller. So Lemur's got his little crystal ball. It says you will be a grumpy lawn person and live in a lunar shelf above a fireplace. You will drive a pocket ship. Your favorite food will be air. You will be 5 feet 10 inches tall. Your pet snakes will have 2 cuddly kittens as pets. You have 19 taxi driving angry children and 84 huggy lucky children. And so you could repeat that. It randomly gives you another fortune over and over. And my kids have thought up dozens and dozens and dozens of choices for it to draw from. So it comes up with some pretty interesting fortunes for everybody. You can go down to the bottom to get the code, and the code we've put in here is pretty basic. It's not the one that drives the website because we've added so many choices since I initially wrote the code. But let's take a look at this one. So if we open up Spider IDE and we paste this in, we can see that last sentence is getting pretty long. But this one is really simple but a lot of fun. So the first line is import random, which we've seen a bunch. So it's going to make a bunch of random choices. It'd almost be a little bit like a, what do you call it? The Mad Libs. If you've ever done Mad Libs, the fill in the blanks, there's like sentences and then you fill in a blank with a word. Except we're going to have Python randomly draw the values for the filling in the words. So we have a list of occupations: artist, author, architect, doctor, house, mansion, penthouse, apartment, dollhouse, beach house, jungle tree house. Cars, different cars or types of transportation, scooters, unicycles, and then different pets. And it's drawing a few random numbers as well. The number of pets, the height, how tall you are in feet and inches. Those are going to be between 0 and 50 pets, 3 between 0 and 8 feet tall, between 0 and 12 inches. And as I've noted on a couple of the other videos, this range function, the range it creates, the range of choices is actually from the starting value, so from 0, and then up to, but not including this final value. So 0 to 49, from 3 to 8, and from 0 to 12 inches. And you might want to actually have it 0 to 11 inches. I guess if it told somebody they were 4 feet 12 inches, that would be okay. But once it does that, it's going to create a list of items. And it's going to create the list of occupation, house, car, pet number, height in feet, height in inches. And it's going to make a list out of all the lists, if that makes sense. Let's see what I've talked about there. So if we do print items, let's see what items is. So if we look at items, items is actually a list within a list. So here's the outer list, and then on the inside is all of the other lists. So we have the first list of occupation right here. So this list, so it's a Python list and then comma, another Python list for where you could live, and then a comma, and then another Python list. So this is a nested list. It's lists within another list. So I'll show you why we did that in the first place. So it compiles a list of all the lists. Right, so you can see occupation is a variable that itself is a list, and it's putting that within our new list that we're creating. So a list within a list. And we've created an empty variable called results, which is what it's going to create as it makes all of its random choices. And this is an empty Python list. There's nothing in it. It's just the brackets. And as we make choices, it's going to append them to results. So append just means add to the end of. So as it goes through, it's going to append our choice to the results list. So results is the name of the list, and dot append is what we're doing. It's the function. So we're going to append our choice 0 to results. So let's see, we do print x. So this is a for loop. We've seen these quite a few times. So for x in items, which means for each thing, or this name isn't critical, for x in items, so as it goes through occupation, and then it'll do house, and then it'll do car, then pet, the pet number, it's going to loop through each one. So if we do print x, it'll show you each time it's going to print those out. Then it's going to make a choice, which is a random sample of x. It's going to pick one item, one random sample, and it's going to append that to results. So let's see that in action. Print choice, and then we'll print results. And if you want, I haven't shown you this before, but if you want to make like a good separator, you could just put in a text of just dots or dashes or X or whatever, and then multiply times 5, and it'll actually print 5 versions of this text string. It makes kind of a nice separator if you're printing out like a loop where there's lots of items. So let's run that, and we can watch it happen. So the first thing that we're printing out is X, and we can see what did it print. It printed this. And what does that look like? It looks like our list of occupations. Right, so the first 4 X in items, so it's doing the first one, occupation, and then we can see it's doing house after that, and then car after that, just like we thought. So it's looping their occupation, house, car, pet. We have pet, and then pet number is this range. Height in feet is this range, right? And then height in inches. So our loop is going one by one by one through each item. So we can see that happening. And then we are printing the choice, which is the random sample. So it's a look at the list of occupations. So for X in items, for this occupation, pick a random sample of one item. And it did, it picked doctor. And then it's appending those results, or appending that choice to our list of results. Since that's just our first one, now instead of results being empty, which it started out empty, right? So results started out empty, and we've now appended our choice, appended doctor to it. So as it loops to the next one, it's going to loop through the next X, which is house. So it pulls that list of houses. It makes a random choice, which it picked ball of earwax, and then it's appending that to results. So now results is doctor and ball of earwax. The next item that it's going to loop through is car. So it pulled in all the cars that we listed. It makes a random choice, a Honda, and appends that to the results list. So now we have doctor, ball of earwax, Honda, and you can see it's going to keep going through all of these items we want to fill in and making selections. So it picked a pet, which is fish, and appended that to the list. It picked a number of fish, which is 42. So the pet number now is 42, and you can see our results list is growing here. Our height in feet, it's picking from the range 3 to 9. It picked 4, and it appends that to the results list. Height in inches, it's doing that from the range 0 through, but not including 12. It picked 3, and it appends that to the list. And then the final step, after it's built this list of all of our choices, doctor, ball of earwax, Honda, fish, 42, 4, and 3, now this last print statement is going to turn it into like the Mad Libs thing. Right, so we wrote our Mad Libs, and you can think of these curly braces as where the blanks would be on a Mad Lib. So it says, you will be a blank and live in a blank. You will drive a blank. You will be blank feet and blank inches tall. You you will have blank blank as pets. That is all I see in your future. And then as we've seen in other lectures, we're doing a dot format, which just helps Python know where to put the variables into the text. So it's going to put results, the 0th item in results. If you remember, Python lists start numbering with 0. So this is the 0th item. This is the first item, second, third. So it's going to put Dr. ball of earwax, Honda. The 5th one is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the height in feet. The 6th item is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 3. And then result 4 and result 3. So it's going to put those in one at a time. Let's see if I can't this all on one string. This is going to mess it up. I need to be putting some other stuff in here, but I just wanted you to be able to see it all on one screen here. So it's going to put results 0 in this first bracket. Right, so you will be and our results 0 is doctor, so you'll be a doctor. Results 1 is going to go in the second curly braces, and live in a ball of earwax. You will drive a Honda. You will be blank feet tall, and so it's going to put in that one. That's our 4th braces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Put results 5 in there. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4. You'll be 4 feet tall, and the next one 3 inches. Right, you can see how that print statement created this fortune. Right, just like we talked about, you'll be a doctor, live in a ball of earwax, you'll drive a Honda, you'll be 4 feet and 3 inches tall. You will have 42 fish as pets, and that is all I see in your future. So, all right, let's hopefully you kind of see what we did there, and since I messed it up so much, I'm going to go back and re-copy and paste it in. And like always, if you make a mistake, something gets really funky and errors out and isn't working, go back and paste it back in from the beginning, from a version you know works, and start over again. So what my kids started to do was just add lots and lots of stuff to each one of these lists. More occupations, more houses, more car types, more pets, and then they wanted additional items added to the list. So if we go back to the website, forget what we even put in. So we added an adjective to the occupation. So successful surgeon. I think we did a mediocre beardless man. So there's an adjective that's randomly being drawn. So if you look through, if you actually like copied and pasted 2 of these in, you can see all of the items that change are the variables that we're making random choices from. So let's say you wanted to add one more thing, like let's say hair color equals, we'll just do, whoops, it's a dictionary. Let's get the list. Let's say red, black, blonde. Alright, so those will be our choice, I guess. It's brown and blue. Okay, so now we have hair color as well, so we want to add that to the list and make a random choice. So we'll add hair color. And now when it goes through X in items, it's also going to sample a hair color, right? It's going to occupation, house, car, pet, and then it's going to get to hair color, and it's going to make a random choice from the hair color list we just created. And it's going to append that to results. So now, if we just run that, you can see that our list, oops, we didn't print our list. Let's just print results out so you can see that it is adding it now. And you can see it picked red. Right, it picked flower pot, dollhouse, all that stuff. And now it's picking a hair color also, but it's not putting it in the text because we need to add it to the print statement as well. So we'll add it after pets. your hair color will be, and then put in the brackets for the blank. And then let's go down here and we'll add that to results. And it's going to be the last item. See, our previous highest number was 6. This is going to be the 7th item. You can also count through the list, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the 7th item. So results 7 like that. Alright, we'll run it, and it should give us hair color. And we can see you'll be a doctor, live in a ball of earwax, you drive a limo, 8 feet 10 inches tall, 47 rabbits, and now our hair color will be brown. So cool, we just added hair color, but you could keep adding endless things. Whatever else you want to do. Now its hair color is black. You can see it's making a nice random choice. Hair color brown. So cool. So you can make this print statement as long as you want. Add as many things as you want. If you come up with a cool one, a real funny one, or have it draw something, or maybe print, instead of a fortune, something else that's making random choices. You know, if you come up with a cool one, email it to us at info@codezing.org, and we'll post it to the site, and all the other interested programming learners can take a peek at it and learn from all the stuff you've done, and you can show off to your friends and show your parents all the great hard work you've been doing. But have fun with it. It is a lot of fun, I think, to create those types of things. But play around with it. If you have questions, you can put them in the comments of the video or email me questions. But alright, well, have fun.